Hi there, Shauna here. So, on this lovely bank holiday Monday, I thought that I would bring or at least talk to you about something that has been rolling around in my head for the last wee while and something that I have been posting consistently about. So, if you're a follower of the page, you would have seen lots of posts about real and lasting change, lots of posts about healing core wounds, and about understanding when to heal a core wound and when to just manage a core wound. And what I wanted to do is do a wee video just to explain what I mean about core wounds and what I mean about managing and healing and how the two of them are different and how it is so vital for your healing. It's so vital for your journey to be able to understand, decipher what a core wound is, whether you have one, whether you don't, whether you need to heal it, whether you need to manage it, what you need to do. Because what I see time and time again is heartbreaking, and what I see is that hope, despair cycle, that hurt, and then hoping that this thing that you're embarking upon will heal you. And then when it doesn't, falling back into that despair alongside the core wound that you have. And that cycle is a cycle that I see so many times. And to be fair, it's a cycle that I would have been familiar with in the past. And what I always wanted the Wellness Seeker to be about was a real open and honest conversation about real and lasting change and how do we achieve that. And how do we make that possible for ourselves? So I really want to distinguish today in this video what is the difference between managing a core wound and healing a core wound, and how do we go about them, and how do we know if we're ready. But before we do that, what I want to do is I want to talk very, very briefly about core wounds themselves, what they are and how do we know we have them. Core wounds are, if you have a core wound, you won't be able to miss it because it is quite a physical experience. Core wounds often are so difficult for us to tolerate that they're nearly physical. They nearly get into your physicality and hurt you. They get in what I would call under your gut, and they can twist and turn on you. They can cause you dysfunction at a moment's notice. So you could be getting on with your business, happy, something would trigger you and you would feel it inside your body at such a deep level that you won't be able to get on with whatever you're thinking about, whatever you were doing. And they can cause such disruption that we'll do anything, and we would do anything to get away from them. I see it time and time again. Where do they come from? They come from old experiences. They come from old difficult experiences that we have and that we've turned in on ourselves, and they don't come in thought. I think that's the common misconception about core wounds, is that they don't have to necessarily show up as thought first. They can show up as feeling and surprises, and they can just show in your body, and the thought takes a while for it to recognize what it is, and that leaves you quite confused and quite dazed by the whole process. So core wounds operate at that level, and we, as I said, we enter into things hoping and praying that this is going to sort us out. And what we need to be able to decipher on this healing journey is what is it that heals core wounds and what is it that manages core wounds. And there are some amazing techniques out there for management. Great stuff like mindfulness, great stuff like affirmations, great stuff like mantras, great stuff like positive thinking. There's some amazing tools and techniques out there that will help you manage this if you're not ready to heal it. And that is the distinction. You have to know if you're ready to heal it. You know yourself. You know when the wound is so great, so powerful, so overwhelming that you have had enough. And that has happened to me. That I managed it. I was ignorant to it for far too long, and then I was trying to manage it. And you will know what part of the journey you're on. You will know if you're ready to heal. And you will know if you only can manage it in this space. And why can we only manage it? Why can we not all heal it? Because sometimes our circumstances don't lend us to actually healing it. I see loads of clients on a discovery basis, which means they come into the office, we talk about their core wounds, we talk about if they're ready, and not everybody's ready, and that is okay. Some people are only ready to manage it That is okay. And what we don't want to be doing is shaming and guilting people for not being ready. But what we want to do is have the conversation about your choice, about your journey, and about you knowing when you're ready. Because to be ready to heal a core wound takes courage and it takes heart, and that doesn't mean to say that anybody that wants to manage it doesn't have that. It's an incredibly detailed process that takes you to the wound itself, that it makes you journey into that pain, that makes you pull it apart, test it for truth, turn it upside down, feel it physically in your body, let it move through your body, let it transform itself while you're hearing and holding it and healing it. And that is the process of undoing a core wound. I think everybody is capable of undoing core wounds. I think timing, and I think understanding of what you're heading into, and I think your circumstances sometimes prevent you from doing that. But I think everybody at some stage in their life will come to a point when they are absolutely ready and willing to travel and untangle themselves from the wounds that are within. That doesn't mean to say that everybody should do it today, that everybody should be ready in the morning. That means to say that you have to decide yourself, that you decide if you're ready to travel, if you have the support around you, if you have the space in your head and in your heart to be able to do this work, because it's not for the faint-hearted. And if you don't, and if you decide now this time is not the right time, then all of those management tools, all of the stuff that's out there that's widely available is there for you to help you manage. And I implore you to decide, what is it that I need to do in this moment? What is it that I need to do with this core wound? Am I ready to heal once and for all? And if you are, then traveling to the core of that wound, traveling to the detail of that difficulty, traveling to the feeling inside your body is the only way out. And if you're not, find yourself some fantastic affirmations, find yourself some fantastic mantras, find yourself some way of managing it until you're ready to do the deep dark work. But do not confuse the two, because you will be in despair. Do not confuse the two, and when you decide what it is you need to do for yourself, decide with that understanding. Am I going to manage it, or am I going to heal it? And at least at the end of those processes, you will know your outcome, and you will not blame and shame yourself for not getting the outcome you want once you decide to manage it. So choose well, choose what you need to do well, and stand in that decision for yourself. Stand on it and know exactly where you're going and why you're doing what you're doing. And I wish you well in your decision. It is an incredibly brave decision. I took the decision nearly 20 years ago now to heal, and I have not looked back. Was it dark and murky and awful and entangled, and my God, and some days I wished, oh, there has to be a shortcut out of this? Absolutely. Is it worth it? Absolutely. And is it brave? Absolutely. But so is the decision to manage. So choose well. And I hope you have a great bank holiday weekend. Chat to you all soon.